Hey Casey, nice to see you here today. Thanks for joining. Where are you from? Hey Danielle, nice to see you today. I'm here in sunny Colorado. Hiya. Hey Tyler Jane, good to see you. Hey everybody. Hope you're having a beautiful day. I know it is a gorgeous fall day. I'm in Parker, Colorado, and it is just like amazing. 73 degrees, sunshine. It's awesome. Hey everybody. Hey. No, I'm sitting outside and I've got a little bit of a reflection going on that you can see on my face, but we're just gonna go with it anyway. Oh, you like noodles? I do too. I don't know, just seemed like the right kind of word for today, because that's what we're doing. I'm kind of noodling, I'm playing, I'm kind of just spinning some ideas around in my brain. Hi, Turkey. Are you from Turkey or are you calling me a turkey? Sometimes I'm a turkey. Hey. Oh. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. My name is Sarah, aka the Mill Coach, and I'm so glad that you guys are here. I am a millennial coach, and that means that I help millennials, people that were kind of born after 1980. I help them do epic shit, and whatever that epic shit is in their life is their epic shit. I just get to help be an inspirer, a motivator, hell yes, you can do this kind of a person, a chief question asker, saying, all right, what do you really need to unlock? So that's what I do. I love it. I've been coaching full-time now for several months, and I absolutely have hit my calling. And one of the things that I've been working with my clients around is really embodying the 4 cores. And to me, that is your mind, your body, your spirit, and your relationships. I actually have a group right now that's working, and that's their challenge for this week, is to identify a couple of things in each of those areas that they can action to really make sure that they've got a balanced kind of whole spirit, body, mind, relationships, all of those things. And so as we've been talking about spirituality, I have been kind of playing a lot in that space myself and wanted to share some of the things that have come up for me. And there we go. And so I want to first just ask you, for those of you that are here, would you call yourself a spiritual person? Yes or no? So just type in the comments, yes, I am a spiritual person. No, I'm not. So seeing a couple of yeses. Yes? Cool. Anybody who says, no, I'm not a spiritual person? A couple of you? That's okay too. So for me, I don't define spirit in any way other than it's about a connection to something bigger than myself. It's about feeling a certain way and really looking for some inspiration, right? The Holy Spirit is my access into the spiritual realm. Awesome, awesome. So for me, I think that spirit is, unique, right? How I would define it is unique. How you define it is unique, and that's a beautiful thing. The question is, how can you be a spiritual person and tap into things that will help you feel connected and make a difference for the world, right? I said earlier that my passion is all about helping people do epic shit. You're not going to do epic shit unless you are really connected to purpose. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, is how can I feel connected to my spirit. Right? I was a corporate gal who climbed the ladder really quickly. I worked in organizations big and small, and I found that people were afraid to talk about spirituality. Right? You're not supposed to talk about, that at work. And I would, say that's probably a norm, but maybe it doesn't have to be that way. And maybe we don't have to talk about it, but maybe we actually just need to show up in a way that is spiritual. Hey, Kristen, good to see you. Vivian's Gourmet. And so to me, church was all about, going to spend time with my grandma. I went every Sunday to the Central Christian Church in Pocatello, Idaho. She was the treasurer. I went to Sunday school, and that's how I knew spirit. I know that it felt good. I knew that, there were really great people who showed up around there. No problem on the just driving. I love it. I'm just glad that you're here. So, church was the only thing that I knew as spirit. Then I got my first horse, and I was kind of introduced to a whole different type of spirit. I knew that whenever I was around my animals, that I felt completely grounded. I felt better than anywhere else in my life that I could be at that particular time. And so I knew that, gosh, there's something here that feels connected to something bigger than me. I wonder where this comes from. So I just started to get curious about that. Then I started to really notice how I felt when I was in nature, because nature is a really big thing for me as it relates to spirituality. So I just got more curious about that. And again, just more curious around the fact that if I really want to make a big impact in the world, I've got to be connected to that thing that is bigger than myself. And to really tap into my inner knowledge, right? Because that's what spirit is for me. It's about that feeling. Thank you for the hearts, bringing it on, yay! And so I'm gonna try to move this to see if I can get out of the glare. There we go. So that I can feel connected. I can come up with creative ideas that I can bring out into the world. So that to me is spirit. It just makes me feel good. I want to feel connected. I want to feel inspired. I want to feel like I can just rock epic shit, and I want to help people do that too. Loving those hearts. Mwah. How about you? Do you guys want to feel like you can do epic shit? Yeah, I bet that's why you're here, right? You know that there's more. And then there we see the hearts. Thank you. So to me, spirituality provides frames and feelings. It's all about how I want to see the world and feel the world. It's about that, not that I'm calling it God, I'm not calling it church, I'm not calling it Mother Earth, I'm not calling it the universe, I'm just calling it my spirit. Do I feel on fire? And so no matter if you call it God, the universe, Mother Nature, him, her, whatever, that's not what we're here to talk about today. Today it's about positivity. It's about being open to new possibilities. It's about curiosity and really just being in that thought of, I wonder what it is that I can know about various things. And it's about being tuned in to how your body feels. And so just really quick right now, I want you just to do a scan and say, how is it that I feel? Right? Am I freaked out about the fact that we're talking about spirituality? Right? My husband thinks that I'm getting a little bit hippie on him because I'm so into spirit these days. But and so you might feel a little uneasy about that. You might be feeling, like, oh my gosh, I was just at work and I've still got that kind of, I gotta go, I'm on the treadmill kind of a feeling. It could be that you're dropped into a place where you're like, hey, I'm gonna learn. This is really cool. So as you think about spirituality and your body, what comes up for you? Just tap in for a second and feel that. Okay? Hopefully you're feeling curious. Hopefully you're feeling open to hearing new possibilities and that you are okay with something a little bit woo-woo today. That's what my husband calls it anyway, woo-woo. So in this season in my life, I'm being drawn to things of the natural or the native kind of realm. Right? I'm called to really hear more about what the earth is telling me. Yeah, it might sound a little bit funky, but stay with me on this, okay? I'm really being called to hear the wind, the fire, the animals, the water, the plants, what's the moon doing? I really am wanting to find, some really wise teachers to learn from. I'm really into reading about spirituality and just knowing about different directions, that they're all possibilities, and that I don't have to just have one definition of what spirituality means to me. I'm gonna let my dog out. I look so professional. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. I've got a Chihuahua who's whining there. We'll let her out. So the whole idea here is that be open, because there might be a new piece of your spirituality that's going to be unlocked today, because I really feel that that's what's happening for me in my life. As I'm opening up this curiosity, I want to see stuff. Right? Peyote helps you find yours. Hey, curious about that. How? Tell us. Right? So the first thing that I've been kind of noodling with recently is plants. Plant medicine. And when I use the word medicine today, I would like to define that as just something that helps us feel more whole. Right? And it's not about the pharmaceutical kind of medicine, it's about the natural kind. Right? So I've been really curious about things like sage. In a lot of my work that I do with horses, we will start our events with a smudging ceremony. I like the hearts, thank you guys. So we will intentionally light some sage and we will wash our hands in the sage. We'll kind of bring it over ourselves. Why do we do this? Or why do I feel like I need to do it? Well, because I feel that there are some properties in that sage that helps to move energy. Right? It helps to move negative energy out of my realm, my body, my spirit, and really welcome positivity in. And I know that like when I'm having a really shitty day, if I go outside and I burn some sage, I smudge, it's called smudging, just a few minutes later, I feel better. What is it about it? I don't know. It just is. Right? I seem so happy. Well, thank you. I am happy. When you're connected to your spirit, there's definitely something that radiates from the inside out. But there's something that I read the other day that I want to share you. It says that smudging clears negative energy from space, and its apparent benefits are steeped in science. When burned, it can release negative ions, which research has linked to a more positive mood. So it's not just my feeling. Yeah, I feel good, and that's going to be the thing that I lead with the most, like that gut feel. But there's some science behind it. And so how can me smudging open up some spirituality for me? For sometimes I feel a lot of bad energy around me. How can I get rid of it? Hey, try smudging. You never know. It might be something that works for you. Right? It's about just moving into this new mental mindset of positivity and releasing whatever it is that is negative and weighing you down. One of the other things I've been kind of playing with plant medicine, if you want to call it that, is just actually growing plants. Right? I haven't smudging or spelling smudging. Go and Google smudging. It's fascinating. So I've been growing plants in my kitchen area. I have them sitting on the windowsill, so when I'm at the kitchen sink, which I'm at a lot because I'm like either giving the kids something to drink or I'm doing dishes or cooking dinner or something, I can see the growth. Right? I bought this little tiny plant, and now it is huge, and I love it because it's about like things that are moving and growing, and it just fills the energy. Or it fills the space with positive energy. I just absolutely love it. And there's, some science that says that it helps to have a better airspace for you. So I am making an intentional effort to put more plants around me. Yes, I have green eyes, like plants. You like that? Thank you on the nice teeth comment. So that's what I want to say about plant medicine. Do you smoke marijuana to help? I think that's plant medicine. You can, play with that if that's something that is calling to you. If it's not, then don't. I'm not here to judge. So that's the first one, plants. The next one is all about the wind and air, right? One of the things that I've been really trying to be intentional around is like feeling the wind, taking time to slow down and say, oh, how does it feel on my face? Right? It's whipping my hair around. What is that supposed to be? Like, it's just one of those things that it just feels good when I'm feeling nature, right? When the wind is in my face and it's blowing my hair around, I might get frustrated and say, God, this sucks, I don't like eating my hair, I just messing up I put some time into my curls or something. But I say, how does that actually relate to other parts in my life? Right? When there's wind in my face or adversity or things that are coming up for me, how am I moving into that wind? Or am I turning away from that? Am I getting frustrated? What am I doing? Am I moving into action, or am I moving into kind of reaction? And this is shitty. So I'm really trying to be open with the spirituality part of just like the air, right? Is it clean? Is it clear? Is it pure? Is it hard? Is it soft? How does it make me feel? What lessons are there for me to unravel? So how about that? So I'm playing with air medicine. How about you? The next one is fire medicine and fire spirituality. I like to see the stars. It makes me feel free. I think that's wonderful. I think that there are a lot of people that would agree with you that there is some great spirituality in looking at the moon and the stars and all of that piece. So if you love that, move into it. There's a reason. So as I look at the fire medicine, it's about how can I create a really nice space? When I need to create really great content for my clients, I light a candle. I actually have a candle going right now. And I light this candle because it helps to set the tone for the intention that I want to bring forward into the world, right? And so when I want to journal, I light a candle. When I want to create big shit, I light a candle, because I think that there is this cool thing that happens when you've got that kind of energy, right? There's that dance of the light and the dark. There's the beauty of the colors. There's the sounds as it crackles and it pops. And just the whole metaphor of ideas spark. And that there's just this stillness. It says there's no drinking, Sarah. I'm not drinking. So, it's a simple thing, lighting a candle. How can that help connect you to a deeper level of your spirituality and bring out ideas and help you connect to something bigger? I like the idea of fire, and it just makes me feel good. So that internal fire, how's it burning? What kind of questions are going to come up for you when you're burning that candle and noticing the flicker of the flame? I bet that there's going to be some really deep wisdom for you. The next area, the fourth area, is water medicine. Water medicine to me is I need to go and sit next to the water. I am called a lot to actually go down the road here. We've got a little creek, and I want to go journal there. I want to come up with new ideas there. I just want to put my feet in the water. To me, that connection to nature makes a huge difference for me. So do it, right? If you're feeling like you need to be next to the water, what lessons can you learn? How can you be smooth and go around things like water does? Right? There's a lot of really cool lessons and connection to spirit within the water. So be curious. Look for what needs to be learned when you're sitting next to that water. How does that help you be connected? Right? And then the fifth one is stone medicine. And this one is a new one for me. I actually have a crystal right here, and it was given to me by a lady that I met at a learning circle, and I had no idea why I should care about crystals. I remember when I was growing up, I bartended at this place, and there was one of the bartenders named Brian, and he carried crystals with him everywhere, and I always thought he was really weird, because he would get to work and he would set up his bar and he would unravel his little medicine pouch and he would set his crystals out on a little velvet piece of fabric. And I was always like, that's just bizarre. But at the place that I am right now in my life, I'm noticing that there is a lot of science and just a lot of energy around stones. So I picked up a book that I'll show to you now. It's called The Love is in the Earth, and my clients heard me talk about this a little bit earlier in the week. But it is all about the kaleidoscope of crystals and the things, the metaphysical properties of the mineral kingdom. And as I started to look at crystals, there were some cool things, and I'm just going to read a couple of ideas that popped out. Said that crystals support the amplification, the focusing, the storage, the transfer of energy. They are all about redirecting energy to a really beneficial state. They amplify body, energy, and thoughts. They create power that can be provided for clarity of thinking. I know that I need clarity of thinking in the work that I do. It's the energy of the stars and the soul. Promotes perseverance and patience. And so whether it is true or not, I'm not here to judge it's right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm here to be curious to say, okay, is there something that happens when I touch this crystal that talks about, how you hold it? Is the point up or is it pointing down? It helps clear your chakras and things like that. And for whatever reason, it just feels good for me, for my spirit, to learn about this right now. So I am. How about you? What do you think about crystals, stones, fun stuff like that? Okay. So those are 5, but I couldn't just stop at 5. I am going to give you some bonuses here. I've got a couple of other areas of spirituality that I want you to kind of tune in with me around right now. I have the whole idea of animals, and I picked up this book called Medicine Cards. Animals are hugely spiritual for me. I've already mentioned the connection with horses, but I've really taken it to the next level and started to be more curious around, okay, there was a herd of antelope that showed up the other day when I was driving. Actually, yesterday I had a meeting with a client, and they were really needing me to come in and help them with a particular issue, and they wanted to do it quickly. They didn't want to wait. Their schedule was ticking, and so I was on my way to this meeting, and I'm thinking about all the things that I need to do to be of service, and I look over, and there's a field of antelope, like, I don't know, maybe 50 antelope. It was a huge herd, and probably my old self would have said, oh, well, that was interesting. There's some antelope there. They're pretty. I wonder if it's hunting season or not. And all right, I'm just going to continue on my drive. But as I've really started to tap into this different side of spirituality of animals, I've started to say, well, what is it that I might need to know? What is the animal there trying to tell me? And so I picked up this book called Medicine Cards, and I have the antelope card here. And there is actually a little bit of a story about the antelope and what they might represent. And I'm just going to read a couple of things. It says, "Run, antelope, teach me of action and its pace. Quickly, quickly, so I may run with grace. And the whole idea around antelope is that it's about action. It says, antelope taught humans to honor the gifts sent from the great mystery and to avoid indiscriminate destruction of life. It says, if the antelope powers have been showing up, you may feel stymied. Call on that antelope medicine. If you're balled up and twisted in knots, antelope powers will speak to the proper action and soon to set you free. And it goes, always listen to what the antelope has to say to you. Antelope in your cards indicates a message of higher purpose. Antelope arms you with the bow of authority and forces you to act on behalf of self, family, clan, nation, and finally Mother Earth. Antelope says, do it now. Don't wait any longer. Antelope knows the way, and so do you. Take courage and leap. Your sense of timing is perfect. When Antelope has bounded into your cards, the time is now. The power is you. And as I was driving, this was a really interesting conversation I was having in my head, because I was like, am I going to be able to do this thing that they need me to do quickly? Am I the right person to do this work? And so in just noticing that the antelope were there, and then doing some reflection and saying, all right, so what does the antelope mean to, some people as you connect it to spirit? It gave me a different frame. It gave me a new way of kind of thinking about it. It really unlocked some inner wisdom that I knew and maybe was blocking. Really at the end of the day, energy is everything. It's around us everywhere. And to have that kind of thought that, that doesn't matter, like the antelope really weren't talking to me, or the stones don't matter, or the water, or the fire, or whatever, it's all just a bunch of gibberish. Fine, you can think that. But I think that there's a higher way of saying, I wonder if there's a message there for me, and how can that help me be connected to something bigger? How can that help me do awesome, epic shit? So there are a couple of other things that are coming up for me around spirituality besides the animal medicine, and it's around the power of just being with women who rock. So I've really been finding that my spirit's on fire when I am in conferences and meetings and just groups where there are women who, think more than just, what's on TV tonight. They have that higher purpose and that sense of service to others. And I've also been feeling great medicine around just stillness. In my group coaching program right now that I have going on, we actually have a 7-day stillness challenge that's happening. And it's all about, what comes up for you when you get still? How can you slow down and just get out of that busy mind and receive energy and flow energy and just to feel, right? Because I don't think that we do that enough. So what is spirituality to you? What have you been noodling with? I know I've been noodling in nature and native and woo-woo and stuff like that, but it's working for me. What's working for you? What's something new that maybe you're leaning into that you haven't in the past? What's something that you said, I want to know a little bit more about that? Maybe it's time to, try a new church. Maybe it's time to pick up a new book. Maybe it's time to have a conversation with somebody who, likes to talk about spirit. I learned on Twitter today that there are people that, regularly use the hashtag spirituality, and they talk about some really cool stuff. So why is spirituality important? Well, because it's a part of the 4 core things that help keep you a balanced and effective and epic kind of person, right? Your mind, your body, your spirit, and your relationships. So spend some time, spend some energy thinking about what really lights you up, what connects you to something bigger, what helps your spirit just spark and burn, burn, burn. All right? So that's what I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed. Go get spiritual, and I'll talk to you soon.